Thank you. Well, here's a question for you. Would you let your daughter get engaged at age 19? Billy Ray Cyrus did. We first told you about this yesterday, that Miley Cyrus is now engaged. She is sporting a 3-carat diamond from her boyfriend of 3 years, actor Liam Hemsworth. He's only 22, by the way. She's 19, he's 22. There's no wedding date just yet, but this does raise an important question this morning. How young is too young to get married? And with Miley being such a big star, what kind of influence does this have on the girls out there? So to chat about this now is Jada Collins, a health counselor and life coach. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so the first question is, do you think this is a bad influence?
I don't know if it's a bad influence. It's really about maturity at this point. You know, someone said, and I thought it was kind of interesting, it's not about how many candles are on the cake, it's about the level of maturity that they have, and I really kind of like that.
I like that too.
Yeah, and when you look at it, remember back in the early or the mid 1800s, early 1900s, you know, girls were being given away at the age of 14 and 15,
yeah,
and then it continued to evolve.
But times have changed so much, and I think a lot of people would say out there, how mature are you at 19? I mean, you could be very worldly, you know, she's obviously traveled the world at that, but you change so much from age 19 as you progress.
Absolutely, and they're still not quite developed at that age. Of course, they're going to want to grow. Some people say, let them grow together. I personally feel that they need to wait a little longer. If you look at the U.S. Census, one of the things that they're saying back in 1946, the perfect age was 21 for women, 25 for men. 60 years later, it's 25 for women and 27 for men. Today, we're looking at 27 and a half for women and 29 for men.
So this is atypical. I mean, to get married at 19, we normally don't hear that nowadays. But let me give you the flip side of this, too, because this is an interesting argument. Instead of it being a bad influence, what about the argument it's a good influence, and that we are not seeing her at bars running around with different people every other night?
Exactly, and that's the kind of hookup mentality culture that we live in. Everyone's jumping around. So I think it's not such a bad thing that they've said, we're going to commit to one another. It's okay that we're in love, and we're not going to contribute to that hookup mentality society. So it's not such a bad thing.
Do you think that parents are fielding some questions now, maybe from their younger kids, saying, oh, what's this, 19 years old? Is she getting married? Or do you think that they're put in a place where they have to explain this further?
Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit, because, again, Miley's demographic is so young. So they are going to have to talk about this and help them understand that what love is and what engagement means and what marriage means. But, again, Miley, she's engaged. She's not married yet. So they have some time. I heard one psychologist said that they need to wait 4 or 5 years before they get married. And I agree. Give them some time to grow and develop and learn to not be selfish, because that's what marriage is all about, right?
That is very, very true. We'll leave it on that point. Some good advice for parents out there. Life coach Jada Collins joining us. Thank you so much. Thanks.
Hello, I'm Jada Jackson, licensed mental health counselor, and I believe that life change begins with a healthy relationship between the counselor and the client. Now, at our private counseling firm, we believe in creating a very safe and protective environment for our clients. Now, although I'm a licensed mental health counselor dealing with very complicated issues that include anxiety, depression, grief, trauma, and sexual abuse, I'm also a life coach. And that means I deal with very common life transitional issues and career development challenges. Now, counseling is not an admission for weakness or failure. It's a bold statement of power and security and strength. And I want to help you develop a healthy treatment plan and strategy so that you can achieve your ultimate success in life. Remember, your journey for success starts now. Stay tuned for ways that you can contact me today.